You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Okay, so if you feel like you need a crash course in the most aggressive, most expensive, and frankly, most dramatic tech race happening on the planet right now, you are definitely in the right place.
It's been a whirlwind just trying to synthesize it all.
I looked at the material we pulled together for this week, and the pace is, well, it's less like steady progress and more like a high-speed corporate thriller.
Exactly. We've got updates on everything from, boardroom coups and massive financial deals to the actual specs of the models that are about to be on your phone.
So our mission today is to cut through all that. We need to distill what's really going on. Like, what are these trillion-dollar companies actually fighting about? And, more importantly, what new tech are you about to start using?
And I think there's only one place to start. The money.
Oh, absolutely. The sheer volume of cash being thrown around here is the anchor for everything else.
It's almost incomprehensible. I mean, we're talking about valuations that swing by billions week to week, all driven by an infrastructure spend that it just defies belief.
Let's just jump right in with the headline numbers. We know OpenAI has this staggering commitment out there for $1.4 trillion in infrastructure spending.
Right, and that's not a wish list. That's a stated commitment.
But then you have Anthropic, who everyone sort of sees as the runner-up, and they're putting up equally wild figures.
They are. They're in talks for a new funding round right now that could value them at $350 billion.
Yeah.
That's from earlier rumors of $300 billion.
Right.
But what's really interesting is their whole financial strategy.
Yeah,
it's different.
That's the pivot point, isn't it? Anthropic is projecting a massive $70 billion in revenue by 2028.
And to be cash flow positive by then.
Exactly. So they're on this more, I guess, disciplined path to profitability, even with Amazon and Google backing them.
Which is such a sharp contrast to OpenAI. Sam Altman says they've already passed a $20 billion annual run rate. They're aiming for $100 billion by 2027.
And yet,
their CFO was really explicit. No short-term IPO. They are all in on aggressive growth on R&D, and they're even looking to the government to help finance these huge data center deals.
So wait, help me understand this. You have Anthropic taking the measured will be profitable in 5 years approach.
Right.
And OpenAI taking the we need $1.4 trillion and government backing, like yesterday approach.
Yeah.
Why are both of those paths equally attractive to investors? What's the risk for Anthropic?
The risk is timing. It's all about timing. They might hit profitability, sure, but if OpenAI or Google has a genuine AGI breakthrough just a few months earlier because they had more compute,
Anthropic's entire business model could just vanish.
instantly, yeah. OpenAI's investors are gambling on a singularity event, a huge exponential return. Anthropic's backers are betting on a safer, more sustained commercial application.
And if you needed any more proof that the stakes are, like, truly existential, just look at the corporate drama. It's better than TV.
Oh, the layers here are stunning.
Right.
We're now learning that the whole leadership shakeup at OpenAI wasn't a sudden thing.
No.
Ilya Sutskever was apparently plotting with Mira Murati for over a year to oust Sam Altman.
And he wrote a 52-page memo.
A 52-page memo to try and get him fired.
Right.
The internal friction was just immense.
I can't even imagine. But that drama clearly hasn't slowed down the arms race for hardware.
Not at all. We're seeing these huge strategic partnerships designed for one reason: lock down the chips.
So tell us about this new AWS deal.
OpenAI just signed a $38 billion 7-year deal with AWS for compute. We're talking hundreds of thousands of NVIDIA GPUs.
But there's a catch.
There's a big catch. Because of their exclusive cloud deal with Microsoft, they can't actually serve their models through AWS.
So it's purely about securing the raw power.
Exactly. It's just a raw power grab.
And Microsoft is just continuing to spend at any cost.
At any cost. They just signed another $9.7 billion deal with IRN, which is a big data center operator. Again, it's all about securing NVIDIA chips and the power to run them.
Okay, so the money trail is clear. It all leads back to a desperate need for hardware. So if they're spending trillions and having internal coups, what are they actually building for us? What's next?
Well, we are right on the verge of the next generation of models.
Yeah. And the timing is competitive. Google is getting ready to release the Gemini 3 Pro preview. We've seen this 11/2025 label on it, which usually means a firm November launch.
And of course, OpenAI has its answer ready to go, the GPT-5.1 Thinking model.
Right, and that thinking name is important. It's not just marketing. It's meant to signal a real jump in, complex reasoning and multi-step planning. A big step up.
It's what we're always trying to unpack here on Vocal Technologists, the gap between the headline and the actual tech you're about to use. And it's not just the big guys moving this fast either.
Not at all. The open source community is accelerating like crazy. There's a preview of a model called Qwen3 Max Thinking.
Another thinking model.
Another one. And it's already hitting 100% on some really hard reasoning benchmarks, at least when you give it the right tools. So that kind of high-level reasoning is getting democratized fast.
And this next wave is going straight into the tools you use every day. The biggest one has to be Siri, without a doubt. We're about to see a completely new Siri in March of next year. It's going to lean really heavily on a custom Google Gemini model.
But Apple's still being Apple about it.
Oh, yeah. They're preserving their privacy wall by running it all on their own private cloud compute servers.
And for anyone who creates stuff, the specialized tools are just exploding. Sora, OpenAI's video generator, is now on Android.
Invite only, but it's out there. And Google's launching something called Nano Banana 2, or GMPX2.
GPS.
Yeah, it's a model made just for creators who need really high-quality images from the Gemini ecosystem.
When you connect all this back to the money, you have to look at the AGI timelines they're talking about. This is where it gets wild.
It's where the ambition just goes off the charts.
Yeah.
Anthropic, the measured company.
Right, the profitable one.
They're forecasting Nobel Prize-winning AIs by early 2027.
I mean, think about what that means. To get there, AI has to go from doing, say, an hour-long task today to doing a 2-week-long complex research project in the next 8 months.
The acceleration required is mind-bending. OpenAI is a little more conservative. They're saying automated AI research is closer to March 2028.
We're literally arguing over a few months for what would be world-changing tech.
Exactly.
And that acceleration means AI isn't just about answering your questions anymore. It's about taking action. It's about the agent economy.
And the money is following. Snap is paying Perplexity $400 million just to put its AI search engine right into the Snapchat chat interface.
Not as a feature, but as a core integration.
A core part of the experience. And we're seeing huge corporate adoption. Cognizant is rolling out Claude models to all 350,000 of its employees.
And we're seeing the results, right. Shopify said AI traffic is up 7x since January.
And more importantly, AI-driven orders are up 11x. The agents are actually selling things.
Which, of course, means the lawyers get involved.
Immediately. And the first shot came from Amazon. They sent Perplexity a cease and desist.
For what?
For its agent shopping on behalf of people. They claimed it violates their terms of service and, get this, computer fraud.
Computer fraud.
Wow. It just highlights the core problem, right? How do you trust an agent? To try and solve that, Meta is proposing something they call the agent's rule of two.
Okay, the rule of two. How does that work?
It's a security idea. It basically says an agent should only ever have 2 out of 3 key abilities at one time.
Which are?
Handling untrusted inputs, accessing your private data, or taking actions in the real world. The idea is to limit those powerful combinations to create some guardrails before they can cause unsupervised damage.
And meanwhile, these agents are pushing deeper into our work lives.
Yep. Perplexity is building tools, so its assistant can automatically join your meetings, record them, and send recaps to specific people.
And Gemini is doing something similar with its deep research feature.
Right. It can now pull from your personal Gmail, your Drive, your chats, and combine it all with web searches to write these incredibly detailed reports for you, all on your desktop.
Okay, before we wrap this up, we need to pull out a few of those really specific technical nuggets, the things that kind of change how you think about how this stuff actually works.
Let's start with a counterintuitive one. All the hype is around these giant large language models, LLMs. But it's actually the small language models, SLMs, that are doing most of the real work right now.
That is such a key point. The productivity gains companies are seeing aren't from some magical new GPT. It's mostly engineers getting really good at stitching together smaller, cheaper, specialized AIs for very specific tasks.
They're just much more affordable and efficient for one job.
Then there are the weird behavioral quirks. You have to mention the M-dash thing.
Oh, the M-dash mystery. It's so strange. Researchers noticed models use M-dashes, like the long dash, so often that actual human writers who like using them are stopping.
They're afraid of being mistaken for an AI.
Exactly. It's this bizarre technological self-policing of punctuation.
But what about something more fundamental? Like, are the models stable?
That's a huge question. And we're seeing some critical research on what they call contextual instability. Turns out a long conversation can actually change a model's core beliefs.
Change its beliefs?
Yeah. After just 10 rounds of debating a moral dilemma, GPT-5 completely reversed its position more than half the time. And when its beliefs changed, it started choosing different tools for tasks.
So they're not static. The interaction itself changes them. That's a huge detail. Okay, one more. Vision systems. Reading documents.
So new models like Chandra and DeepSeek are changing the game for OCR. They basically skip all the old brittle scripting and use vision transformers to turn raw pixels straight into semantic tokens.
Meaning for you, the user.
It means much faster, much more accurate text recognition on complicated things like legal forms or contracts. DeepSeek Ochre can even compress these files by about 10x, making huge documents instantly searchable.
This whole conversation just screams one thing: acceleration.
It really does. There's data from MBTR, the organization that tracks these risks, and they show AI task capabilities are doubling every 6 months. Doubling.
The money, the drama, the products, it all points to a pace of change that's just unprecedented.
It's relentless, and it's happening at every scale. From Microsoft's multi-billion-dollar chip deals right here on Earth to Google's rumored Project Suncatcher.
Which is what exactly?
The idea is to launch satellites with TPUs on them in 2027 to create a space-based AI infrastructure.
So what does all this unprecedented speed mean for you, listening to this? You've got AGI timelines that are now measured in months, early 2027 versus early 2028.
And you've got two completely different economic forecasts. Traditional economists are predicting, maybe 0.1 to 1.5% of extra annual growth from AI.
While the AI insiders are predicting anywhere from 3% to 30%, someone is wildly wrong.
And the core implication is this. Treating beneficial AGI as impossible could become a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you check out of the SACI discussion, you're just ceding the field to people who might not care about it at all.
So given this speed and this massive gap in expectations, the knowledge you have now really raises one big question.
What is the safest bet for the future role of human expertise?
That's a deep question to wrestle with as these things keep evolving. Thank you so much for joining us on this exploration. We'll be back next time with whatever comes next.
Spoken Tech, for your ears.